Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I'm Jason. As always, my co-host, the voice of MMA in Utah, Zack Partridge.
What up, dog?
Holla at you, boy.
Round three.
Fighter Spotlight. Well, we know who you are, Jordan, and we also know who your dad is, but now we're going to welcome you to the podcast because you have a fight coming up June 18th on the Steel Fist Fight Night card.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the podcast, brother. This is your first podcast, right?
It is. Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Sweet, yeah, man. We've had your dad on a couple times now, so now we get the father-son combination rolling here.
Right.
What's it been like for the people who don't know? Like, you fought on the same card as your dad, you to train with your dad. What's that been like? That's pretty unique.
Right. That's actually the whole reason I really even took my first fight. Is someone had fallen out for Jaden Marshall, that first fight I had at 125, and it was like a 7-week notice. He asked if I wanted to step in, and he would help me train for it and stuff. Hadn't done much training since wrestling in high school, but I knew he was getting to an age. I don't know how many more years he's going to fight for and everything, so I didn't want to pass up on the opportunity. So I said, let's do it. And we started right there in Foley's, and yeah, that first fight, it was something I didn't know if I was going to stick with it or not, but it was something I wanted to at least do one time. And the way the outcome was, I won the first one. He won that night, and I really loved the training. I felt it was putting me back on track mentally and just health, and just all around was making me better in my life. And I've always enjoyed martial arts and always been a fan of the UFC. So I figured, might as well give it a shot. But yeah, definitely having my dad be a role model, coach, and just like good person to be around and train with. It's awesome.
Absolutely. We love your dad. So
yeah, he's awesome.
So, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so where are you training at right now, Jordan?
Right now I'm at Team Link, Utah, right there off Hillfield and Layton.
All right.
So yeah, I'm training under Fabio Suero and Thiago Alves. They're both black belts in jiu-jitsu. And then also Eric Iman and Gabriel, sorry if I mess up his last name, Pizarro. Those are our Muay Thai coaches. So
yeah, Eric's an all right guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric's an all right guy. I love Eric, man. He's the man.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So what do you know about your opponent for this fight?
I know he's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, and he's over there out of West Side Jiu-Jitsu with Mark Johnson and those guys over in Ogden. Back when I was in high school, I got a couple roles over there, and I've got a buddy, Zack, who also trains over there jiu-jitsu. So, other than that, I haven't really been able to see too much of his fights or any film on him or anything. So I don't know how he is too much on his feet. Just know he's got a jiu-jitsu background and just kind of being ready to go wherever the fight goes. So.
What do you think? Because I mean, both your you've lost. I know you've lost a couple. Like you lost a tough decision to Doug Anderson. I remember that fight actually pretty well. I thought you won that fight, just personally, like on my scorecard. And then I believe you've had. Correct me if I'm wrong. You've had 3 submission losses, right?
Yeah.
Now you're fighting. So now you're fighting a jiu-jitsu guy who primarily just trains in jiu-jitsu. So what are you doing to kind of fill those holes and be ready for this fight?
Man, lots of footwork, and really learning how to stay on the outside more and cut those angles, and keeping my back off the cage. A lot of those jiu-jitsu guys like that cage pressure. And, once they get you pinned up against the cage, it's kind of you're playing their game there. So lots of cutting angles both ways, and just really footwork is everything on that. And then also working a lot of just situations of where I'm already taken down with someone on top of me with pressure. And my goal is to get back to my feet, and fresh guy every minute. We've been doing a lot of Shark Tank stuff like that just to really work if we get to the ground. Being able to get right back to our feet and keep it on the feet, because that's where I want to keep this fight. So, the last 3 submissions, man, it all happened pretty quick. 2 of them first round. I don't feel there's anyone that I couldn't have beat that I fought. I just really feel like I've gotten caught. So it's not getting too far ahead of myself and just fighting smart but at the same time, keeping the pressure on and being aggressive and doing what it takes to get the W. So,
well, also too, your Doug Anderson fight, 135, right? Austin Atkinson he beat you, but he came in heavily
He was
overweight.
heavy, yeah.
Yeah.
Missed weight by what? Like
class.
8 pounds?
Yeah.
So technically that fight was like it was a catch weight, but it was basically featherweight, like 145.
Yeah.
A little ridiculous. Robbie Minor, was Robbie Minor your first fight at 125?
No.
Jaden.
So
135.
actually, I originally wanted to be 125, like
okay.
for all of them.
Okay.
So I went up to 135 for Doug, and then I was looking for another fight at 125, and they weren't really finding much for me at the time. And then they threw me that Austin Atkinson fight at 35. Well, he wanted to do 45 first, and I said, no, man, I'm trying to stick at 125. I'll do 135. And so we agreed to that, and then he showed up, and he was like 145 when he got there. So he was like 10 heavy and lost like another couple pounds. So, but I already sold enough tickets and trained hard for that, and I had I felt ready to go. So I trained with some bigger dudes and stuff. I was like, it is what it is. So I'm not going to blame the loss on the weight or anything, but
well, I know you won't, and it might not be the reason that you lost or whatever, and it's your job to just take it like a man or whatever. But from an outsider standpoint, I will say, especially in the grappling, like, dude, 10 pounds, that's a big deal. Like,
yeah,
there's a reason why there's weight classes, right? So,
yeah, 100%.
I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. Like you said, move on. And amateurs for learning, right? And your next fight can always be the beginning of a win streak. So,
exactly.
I like your chances this fight. I think this is a really good fight for you to get on a good path, because I think you can. I think you have a lot of good tools to win this fight.
Right. Yeah, I do too. I think that's really what I'm trying to do with this one is like all 4 losses I have were at 135. The one win I have was at 125. So I'm making the cut back to 125. Bobby just going pro and making that belt vacant again. I'm kind of not necessarily trying to get a title shot off of this, but go out there and take care of business and maybe take another couple at 125 and see if I can't get a shot at that belt. I've learned a lot, win or loss, from all my fights. It's what I feel amateur is, like you said, a learning experience.
For sure.
And I think once I get on a strong winning streak, maybe 3-4 more wins, then I'll probably go pro myself. So.
Okay.
I like it.
Are there, because I know the pool isn't huge, is there anybody else that you have your eyes on that you would like to fight after this fight?
I don't know who's all active at the weight class right now. I know Jordan Marshall and me would be a pretty good matchup.
He's coming back.
Is he?
I just talked to him. I just talked to him this morning. He wanted to try to get on the July card, but he said he's going to be out of town. So I bet we see him this fall.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good competitor at that weight class. I'd like to fight. Michael Eastwood was looking really good too. He's got a long way off. I don't know if he's still going to be active. See some other good ones at that. I know that Tony Ramirez, he's actually going up to 35, but his other number at 125, that would be a good one as well. So I'm down to fight, man, whoever, as long as, it makes sense. So
I think that's good. So what's your training like besides you doing a lot of shark tanking stuff like that? I see you post runs on there. You put in the road work, that's for sure.
Yeah. We got a dog now. He's half Australian Shepherd, half Husky. So he's a big dog, likes to get out and run a lot. So I've been taking him out to get some extra cardio in and taking the kids out as well. As far as in the gym, I do a little bit of everything. We come in, get a few rounds of rope for a warm up, and then we'll start doing some footwork. Then we'll get into drills, and then whatever the specialty is that day. Usually Tuesdays, Thursdays, we kind of leave it for grappling and cage pressure scenarios. Wednesdays are MMA sparring days, and that kind of switches up. Some days we'll do like 2 rounds boxing, 2 rounds kickboxing, 2 rounds everything goes, and we'll get 6 rounds in fresh guy every minute. Shark Tank. Mondays is like more like a kickboxing day. Fridays is kind of open for whatever I want to work, and then I also try to jump in after those classes and get some jiu-jitsu in a couple days a week as well. So that's kind of what my training's been like for the past couple months.
I like it.
Good stuff.
So how many times have you tapped your dad out?
Not too many. He's pretty strong. That's his strong.
He's a pretty big guy. He's a pretty big guy. Yeah. There's going to come a day though, Jordan. I know there's going to come a day.
He might be 80.
Yeah, he might be 80 and with a cane, but that's what I always tell my boys.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, whenever you think you're ready,
Yeah,
you still got a good 20 years.
Yeah, he's pretty tough. He doesn't put his pride down. He doesn't like to lose, so he'll bite down on that. Even just sparring, he'll just bite down on that mouthpiece and throw a bomb at me. Sometimes I just have to be ready for it. So
Nice.
Has he ever time out? Has he ever knocked you out?
no, I've been hit like where I've been like got my bell rung, but never been knocked out or nothing.
All right.
But
I'm just saying, sign a waiver. I guess it's not child abuse,
Yeah.
right?
right.
That's true. That is true.
I'm sure my dad would have loved to clock me a few times.
Yeah.
I would like to have clocked my boys a few times. A lot.
Right on.
Anyways, hell yeah. Jordan, do you have any sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah. So I've got a couple of sponsors I'm working with right now. So my very first sponsor is actually the one that makes all my gear for my fights. It's My House Sports Gear. They make all my custom compression gear. And anyone who wants to they mainly are a wrestling company out of Pennsylvania, so they make custom singlets for wrestling teams or warm-up gear, bags, MMA shorts, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I like to give a big shout out to My House Sports Gear for always, keeping me on deck with all the good compression gear I train with. Second one is going to be Revival CBD. They give me all my recovery products for, if I got sore muscles, pains, anything like that after training. Everything I use from the tincture oils to the balms and stuff like that has worked really well. Another one is Knuckle Dusters, Eric Munhoz clothing. So they've been helping me out a lot also this fight. As well as Impact Glass is another one. They do windshield replacements and crack windshield, fix your cracks and chips and stuff like that. So that's kind of who I got back here right now. And then Garage Door Utah as well. Company I also work for. They actually sponsored me and bought quite a few tickets for this fight. So,
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
Speaking of tickets, how do people get a hold of you for tickets? Are you sold out yet?
no, but they're going really fast. So something I didn't really bring up in this, for this fight, my stepmom, she's fighting stage 4 cancer. So all of the ticket sales that I'm selling, I get just a percentage as an amateur, but all my profits I'm going to donate to a fundraiser I started for her. So
Cool.
tickets have went fast. I only have 10 GA tickets left right now. I've got 4 cage side tickets and 1 bar table, 10 seats up there. That's all I've got left. But anyone who wants to get tickets from me, message me before they're gone, because we're 2 weeks out from today and they're going to go fast. I probably will sell this show out. So
Love it, man. Love
Let's
it.
do it.
We're excited to see you back in the cage, man. Unfortunately,
Hey.
I won't be there live, but
Real quick. Prediction. Tell us what round you're going to win in.
round.
first round, he said it. Said it.
No, I think I'll fill them out. If it's not late round 2, it'll be early round 3.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think.
I like that. I like that.
Knockout?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna weather the storm and start, picking my shots when the time's right. So.
I love it, Jordan. I love
Right
the
on,
confidence. You're probably the first one that's gave us a prediction. Who's giving us a prediction, Zach? I don't think anybody is. Jordan's. I like it, Jordan. I like
I
it.
don't know. Yeah, usually we have to go people in.
Yeah, we usually have to bait him in there and just dangle the carrot out there to get him to say something. But
I'll do it
Yeah.
when my fight's closer.
A lot of people don't want to give it away, but there's
Hey,
nothing I got to hide here. So.
I love the confidence, man. I love it.
Absolutely.
Right on, brother. Well, everybody reach out to Jordan if you want tickets. June 18th. This is going to sell out pretty quick. We're only 2 weeks away, and I'd be willing to bet they're pretty close to selling out.
Yes,
We
sir.
will. We'll see you in 2 weeks, Jordan.
All right. Hey, sounds good. Hey, thanks for having me on the podcast, guys. Really appreciate you. All
Right on, man.
See you,
See you,
Jordan.
brother.
right. We'll see you.